Good morning. So the car has just been dropped off in the garage in Bonchurch. Welcome to my channel if you've not been here before. So I live in a tiny little Citroen C1, and a couple of days ago, or a day or two ago, whenever it was, the power steering kind of stopped working on the car. It's a tiny little car. All my worldly possessions are in the car, and it's not working. Well, you can drive it, but it's just very stiff. So I've just stuck it in the garage with my whole life, and I'm now walking down. We're on the Isle of Wight. We're in Bonchurch at the moment, walking down towards Monk's Bay. But yeah, I'm kind of does show the vulnerability of living in a vehicle, in that your house can be taken away in an instant. So hopefully it's only power steering. Nothing else has gone wrong with it, and if that's the case, then it should be back on the road either today or within the next couple of days, and all should be fine. If not, then yeah, it does illustrate the vulnerability, really. I do have an offer of going back into the kind of hut that I crashed in when my Berlingo, my previous vehicle I was living in, a small van. When that disintegrated on me, I kind of went and crashed in a small hut down in Ventnor Bay, which was good. But now, well, I've had that offer again to go back in there if I need to. I do have just about enough money in the bank now to buy a very cheap, either a small car or a small van. If I can find a small van, I'd probably go for that. I do like the car dwelling though. And I've minimised my belongings so much now that I don't really need a van. When I say a small van, I mean something like a Berlingo or a Ford Transit Connect. Is that what they're called? The little tiny ones? Yeah, the Transit Connects are good. But it would only be, I don't know, £1,000, or I could probably go up to a couple of grand, maybe a little bit more. I don't want to, because I'm trying to build up a buffer in my bank account, which I now have, so I don't want to blow all of that on a vehicle and have to start again. But anyway, we're walking down towards Monk's Bay in Bonchurch. Like I say, here on the Isle of Wight. Do you want to see a bit of me? Not really, but let's swing the Osmo Pocket 3 around. As you can see, is that following me? Yeah, it looks like it. Using active tracking. Hello. I'm going to create a membership, either a Patreon or a YouTube membership, where I'll do face in the camera videos like this. I'm not sure what they call them, face-to-face videos, which I don't particularly like doing, but I'll do those for channel members, people that pay a little monthly subscription to see videos of me giving you updates on trials and tribulations and the joy of living in a vehicle. Let's swing you back round again. It's quite enough of seeing my ugly face. So yeah, we're just down the back of Monk's Bay in Bonchurch in the Isle of Wight Undercliff, the most southeasterly kind of point, bit of coastline on the island. There's a little dunnock hopping around on the ground just in front. Don't know if you can see that. Put it roughly centre frame now. If you're watching on a TV, it's popped up. So I've got to wander back into Ventnor. I've got a meeting, as in a Zoom meeting, at 10 o'clock I think it is. Or is it 9:30? Doesn't matter, it's only 7:45 now roughly. So I'm not going to go into the landslip on this little walk. Although if I carried on going east, we're walking east now, if I carried on up that way, we'd get to the landslip below the Devil's Chimney and Smuggler's Haven Tea Room, as was. Sadly no more. Maybe they can reopen that eventually, once the cliff face stabilises again. But I'm just going to, for this particular walk, I'm just going to drop down and whizzle on the esplanade or the revetment. Yeah, if you go that way, you'll get up to the landslip. We're going to drop into Monk's Bay which is just down here. Yep. There's another person. It's alright. Hello. No worries. Don't often meet other people along this bit of coastline. It's very, very quiet, very peaceful. Looking out for any migrant birds. Prime time. We had a right gale last night, which threw loads of grit and gravel up on the esplanade in Ventnor. I slept right through it. I actually deliberately parked the car. Like I say, I can still drive it. It's just the power steering that appears to have gone. Hopefully a quick fix, but so I parked it on the Eastern Esplanade car park last night, the car, and slept in there, and I slept right through the storm. I mean, it was only 40, 50 mile an hour gusts, I think. But it threw loads of gravel up onto Ventnor Esplanade, which I'll try and remember to do a video on later. Quite exciting, but I missed it. I do sleep like a log in my little tiny car. Here is Monk's Bay. So, because I haven't got very much time, I'm just going to walk along. So it's gone back to a westerly now. The winds have been easterlies. It's gone back to westerlies, so it's blowing into me now. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the microphone too much. So here's a spoil that the Blakes dug out of Ventnor Haven, and it was dumped on the beach here at Monk's Bay. This is a lot of sediment. It's basically sand. The Ventnor Haven that acts as a big sediment trap, sand trap. A lot of this would have come from the landslip just here and worked its way west along the coastline and ended up in Ventnor Haven. So they've effectively just brought it back to where it came from, arguably. Well, thankfully it's not a cold wind. It's just pleasant, to be honest. So it doesn't look like there was much overnight rain. So in my little garden at Bessie's and Spinky's, I've got loads of seedlings coming up. They're doing very well now, so they've got beyond the vulnerable to heat kind of stage. But they could do with a bit of rain. I do water them every morning, but nothing beats proper rainfall for seedlings. Doesn't the sky look lovely? Look at that. That's glorious. See if there's any migrant birds along the cliff face. It's good for wheat ears along here. Although I've not seen many this spring. What I want is a day without these winds and a low tide during the day, so I can fly the drone over these rock pools here that are exposed at low tide. Oh, and sun. That look really nice. Not seeing any little migrant birds this morning. Like yesterday morning, it's another quiet one so far anyway. Might bump into something nice. No wheat ears. Some of the rocks being exposed now. Tide is going out quite quickly. That wood pigeon was in exactly the same spot yesterday, eating the buds from whatever that plant is. Obviously protein rich. Or maybe not protein, I don't know, to be honest. Rich in something he wants, or she wants. There's a fair amount of gravel. There. Excuse me. Try and remember to edit that sneeze out, but I probably won't. Almost time for a coffee. I really need one after that walk from the garage. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlet's tea room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these two little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.